Right now at 4, back open. The U.S. government up and running again following a record-long shutdown. From back pay to SNAP benefits to air travel, we're taking a look locally and nationally at how everybody's getting back on track.
Tributes continue for a Delaware County Sheriff's deputy killed in the line of duty. I'm Ashton Hackman live in Muncie tonight. We'll show you how the law enforcement community is honoring him and supporting each other.
Well, the 50s are in place right now. We've got 60s on the way, and we're headed for 70. I'll let you know when it arrives. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
Good afternoon, everybody. Great to be with you. I'm Dustin Grove.
And I'm Felicia Lawrence. We appreciate you watching 13 News at 4. We actually start with the federal government, now reopened after a record 43 days. And we know many of you are asking what's next and when will things get back to normal?
So here's what we've learned so far. Back pay for the nearly 1.4 million federal workers who were furloughed or working without pay will vary by agency. Senate staffers will begin getting paychecks again tomorrow. As for air travel, it's still feeling the effects and probably will for some time. There were nearly 1,000 flights canceled today, and workers who haven't received a paycheck in weeks will still have to wait for their back pay.
Also today, we learned some transportation security officers who showed exemplary service during the shutdown will receive $10,000 bonus checks.
And Smithsonian museums will begin reopening tomorrow. Here's Ivan Rodriguez with more details.
The U.S. government is finally back open, but the fallout continues.
It costs about $15 billion a week, and it accumulates to maybe 1.5% of GDP.
While there's relief for travelers,
I am happy that it'll get back to some kind of normalcy.
Flight delays and cancellations are expected to linger as air traffic control facilities staff back up. Thursday, nearly 1,000 flights were canceled due to those staffing issues, FAA mandated cuts to keep the airspace safe, and unrelated reasons. It remains unclear when regular operations will resume.
It's going to take a long time. The problem is that the cascading effect that has occurred during the government shutdown is going to just kind of build on top of itself.
Across federal agencies, the hundreds of thousands of furloughed workers will have to address a more than 6-week backlog of work, from food safety inspections to NASA operations to tax refunds. Federal workers say it takes time to get things back up and running. And the battle on Capitol Hill still isn't over. There are no guarantees Congress will extend the health care subsidies set to expire at the end of the year, something demanded by Democrats as Affordable Care Act enrollees brace for premium increases.
It went from $400 that we're paying right now to $1,975 for the same policy.
The legislation also only funds most of the government through January, which means in less than 3 months, the government could close its doors again. In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
And Brandon Schaff joins us now. Brandon, you've been covering SNAP benefits for weeks during this shutdown.
And now families are trying to figure out when they're going to get their full benefits.
Yeah, this is really important. Felicia, Dustin, crucial money here to put food on the table. And there's still a lot that's unclear right now about this and some unknowns. And we do know some things, right? We know that the Hoosiers got their partial benefits from the state earlier this week. Very important as a starting point. But some people did not get any of their benefits yet. And Indiana sent out about $59 million in SNAP benefits so far this month. Officials saying that that's about half of the amount usually distributed. Well, now FSSA received federal guidance to distribute the remaining benefits as soon as possible. And Feeding Indiana's Hungry, which is a network of food banks across the state, says that the exact timeline is unclear for now.
We don't know yet if that's going to be an additional one-time payment to everybody for the month of November, or whether Indiana would go back to the staggered issuance that we normally do, which runs the 5th through the 23rd of the month every other day, and it's alphabetical, essentially.
Now, Bryant says that full November SNAP benefits will eventually reach all Indiana households, so that's the good news. Today, FSSA said that it's moving quickly to ensure SNAP recipients get their full benefits this month, and they say that they'll share another update as soon as they have a date, and we'll certainly let you know as soon as we know when you should get your benefits. Now, this has been a tough time for many people, as we know, and coming up at 5, we'll take you inside one of the area's largest food banks and show you the changes that they've been making to help meet this growing need. Back to you guys.
They've been filling a growing gap, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The government's open, but people are still, they need the dollar sign
Right,
now.
and still waiting.
Yes,
right.
yes. They want to get to it. They're like, let's go.
No question.
Thank
They're
you,
ready.
Brandon. Yeah. All right, and this afternoon, tributes are pouring in for a Delaware County Sheriff's deputy killed in the line of duty.
Police say Corporal Blake Reynolds was killed after a semi lost control and struck his patrol car. Reynolds was stopped on I-69 to help a stranded driver. Our Ashton Hackman is live again today in Muncie as that memorial there grows. Ashton, what have you seen?
Well, Dustin and Felicia, this memorial behind me here for Corporal Blake Reynolds, it has grown in the 24 hours since that tragedy on Interstate 69 yesterday morning. Now, this is the way that the community is coming here to honor that fallen deputy. But you have to think the law enforcement community, it is big in size, and they now have to support each other. So out back behind the Community Justice Building, there is a new active response kit. It's deployed by Indy FOP, and it's the first time we have seen it used. It's meant for situations just like this when deputies and other law enforcement need the support while they support the community. They have been out here since yesterday, just hours after that crash. As first responders were rushing to that scene, they rushed here to Delaware County. They are embracing each other, supporting those deputies who had to return to work after the tragedy.
They're back to work today. You know, I mean, they still have to get out there. They have a job to do, and they all know that. They raised their hand to swear an oath, and they're back out there serving and protecting the community.
Corporal Reynolds served with the Delaware County Sheriff's Office for 4 years. We told you yesterday funeral arrangements are still being prepared. We expect to learn that potentially in the next coming days, next week. In the meantime, Dustin and Felicia, the police investigation into this crash by Indiana State Police, it continues, and today I was told by ISP that the driver of the semi they believe responsible remains in the hospital in critical condition. The other semi driver that was also involved in that crash, they did not get any injuries from that accident. Dustin and Felicia.
All right, and that's Ashton Hackman reporting in Muncie as a community reacts and responds to this unfortunate tragedy.
Yeah, and it is, it's touching to see the personal mementos and notes that people are leaving at that car.
Thank you, Ashton.
Well, again, we don't know the specific circumstances yet because police are still investigating what happened. Despite those so-called move-over laws in many states, we did see an increase in the number of police officers struck and killed last year while outside their patrol cars. 17 officers across the country. That's according to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund. And that's more than double the number of officers struck and killed the year before. In all, 147 federal, state, and local police officers were killed in the line of duty last year. That's also up 25%. Let's get a check of the forecast now on this Thursday afternoon. Rob's here.
Yeah, we're watching temperatures, and really over the next 24 hours, it is just going to be temperatures that we'll be watching. Although that's not to say the rain chances are 0, but they're very, very low. As we just watched the temperatures try to get to 60 degrees today. Some of you have made it there. Bloomington, Terre Haute, you're the lucky few right now that are at 60 degrees. Wouldn't surprise me if the temperatures bump around a little bit, but I think at this point we may be losing some of that heating of the day. Look to the south and west, though. This is what's moving our way, and I think over the next couple of days, we'll see some 60s move our way, and then by the time we get to Saturday, yes, that's 71 in Kansas City right now. That may be our temperature when we look to Saturday afternoon. For the rest of the day, looking pretty good. We're expecting mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. We'll see some of those high, thin clouds come and go even through the evening. Temperatures into the 40s and headed down into the 30s for tonight, depending on how quickly those clouds move in. We'll put 37 on the board for you, and tomorrow, expecting temperatures to warm back up. This time we'll make it into the 60s, even into the mid 60s for some of you. I'll be back with a look at those 70s on the weekend and those rain chances that I talked about.
Okay, Rob, thank you so much. And a major infrastructure project in Indy just cleared a major milestone. Ella Rhodes is downtown with the details.
I'm Ella Rhodes here at the Henry Street Bridge project, and we're getting the first look at this since they've completed the excavation where the bridge is being built. So if you actually look where this crane is, and then you see the brown trees. So from there at the riverbanks to Kentucky Avenue is essentially where the Green Lawn Cemetery once was. And since then, they've had to excavate human remains there because starting in 1821 is when people in Indianapolis were being buried there, and for quite some time as well. So during this project, they found more than 1,700 grave shafts with human remains and also personal items. The city plans to complete the bridge in 2026, and it's costing them around $40 million. You can learn more about the project for the bridge and also the cemetery that was once here on WTHR.com.
Okay. Thanks for Ella for taking us there. And the second-ranked Purdue Boilermakers hit the hardwood tonight, taking on number 8 Alabama.
Should be a good matchup. Both teams are 2-0 so far this season. Tip-off set for 7 p.m. It's an away game. It'll be down in Tuscaloosa. Now, here's the thing.
Okay.
If you have YouTube, ESPN is still blacked out. They've been working on a licensing deal the last few weeks with the Disney networks. My son called and said, "Dad, how are we going to watch this game tonight?
Fix it, Dad.
We got to do something." So
figure it out, Dad.
Some of the ways you can watch the game tonight include Fubo. You can do Sling TV, Hulu Plus, or the ESPN app.
Yeah, but if you don't have that, now you got to download another app.
Right. Yep. The price we pay today to watch our sporting events.
Well, good
Got
job,
to do what
Dad.
you got to
Yeah,
do.
good job, Dad.
Hey,
All right.
Sam.
Hey, Dustin and Felicia, the holidays are here inside the Indiana Historical Society, and so is the Festival of Trees, a holiday favorite back this year, and everyone's getting in on the fun. Check out the Pacers tree, the star of the season. We'll take you around, show you what you and your family can expect coming up.
And we're talking about Festival of Trees, but temperatures are going into the 60s and yes, 70s. I'll talk about when temperatures will go on a big old roller coaster ride coming up.
All right, Rob, and a response from the White House. Their reaction today to thousands of pages of documents from the estate of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.